prescription medication usage is tied to the development of PCOS. Let's dig a little bit now into what we do need to do to get a better understanding of PCOS. When we look critically at PCOS statistics and we understand that it is very underdiagnosed and that so many women today are walking around with PCOS and are unaware of it, even though the stats have risen and they say 1 in 10 women today, maybe 1 in 20, have a true in the exam room diagnosis of PCOS, we need to understand a little bit better about why the rates of PCOS are increasing. I get asked this all the time. What's happening? Why are we seeing so much PCOS? Is it simply because we're more aware of it? And the answer is no. Here is what's happening in the exam room and also in research, what we're actually seeing day in and day out. PCOS is increasing for a number of reasons. When I turn to the research, it's fascinating. It's talking about the prenatal environment and how the prenatal environment, if, for example, your mom had high androgens or high insulin, you're predisposed to PCOS when you hit puberty. But here's the even more interesting piece of the puzzle. Prescription medication usage is tied to the development of PCOS. They are finding that antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications, anti-seizure medications are all linked to the development of PCOS because they are changing the prenatal environment that maybe you or your child or your loved one was exposed to right from conception. This is mind-blowing to me, right? Because for so long, it's like, oh, we're stressed or we're eating bad food or, we're doing all these other behaviors, and that's why we have PCOS. But it's winding all the way back to what is happening in your mother's environment. And that's just the start. As those androgens continue to build and you're exposed to androgens, not just prenatally, but now as you go through life, and you get them from processed food, from the environment. Again, we've got studies talking about how BPA, endocrine disruptors, phthalates increase the amount of androgens circulating in the bloodstream. We now need to think about this idea of the cumulative load, right? And I think one of the biggest challenges we're having in medicine, and that's why this holistic approach I think is so important, is that oftentimes it's not a singular hit that is causing a singular problem. It is a cumulative load that eventually is leading people down a particular path. And same is true for PCOS.